So, dear student, today I am discuss with you the last topic of this unit 5, that is the application of Fermi drag statistics to electron gas in metal. So, in this application we use Fermi distribution law, and with the help of this Fermi distribution law we find the free electron theory of metals. Okay, and we explain how the free electron distributed in case of metal, and we explain the distribution of the electron in metal with the help of this Fermi distribution law. So, in order to drive this free electron theory, distribution of the free electron in matter, we just assume some assumptions. And what are these assumptions that we assume here? Number one, we assume every metal at a normal temperature contains a large number of free electron. Okay, so one thing is that we assume here is every metal at a normal temperature contains a large number of free electron that behaves like an electron gas. Okay, so one thing that we assume here is that we assume there exists a large number of free electron in metal at a normal temperature, and these free electron cloud we considered as a free electron gas. And the second assumption we assume here is that electron in metals have quantized energy values. Electron in metal have quantized energy value. What it mean? It means electrons obeys Pauli's exclusion principle. Okay, and we know that the electron have half integral spin and it follows the Fermi-Drag statistics. So, in the second assumption, we have the most important thing is that in metal every electron have quantized energy state. It means it's obey Pauli's exclusion principle, and because of their half integral spin, it is compulsory for electron to use Fermi-Drag statistics. Okay, now imagine in case of free electron we contain an electron kept at a absolute temperature T, and the number of distribution of the electron in ith energy compartment. So, number of distribution in ith energy compartment is represented by this Ni. Okay, so in Gi phase cell. So, this is basically the Fermi-Drag statistics or distribution of the number of particles with the help of Fermi-Drag statistics. We use simply that result we obtain from the Fermi-Drag statistics. We use this result for n number of electrons also. So, this is the same expression that we derive for the distribution for statistics in case of Fermi-Drag distribution law. So, consider a continuous distribution of the energy. So, in that case we must consider a continuous distribution of energy and let Ne be the number of electrons having energy in a unit range around E. So, here now we replace this Ni with respect to this Ne, because this Ni is the ith energy compartment state, distribution of the electron in ith energy compartment. Now, we have to calculate distribution of the energy in Ne be the number of electron having energy state in a unit range. So, this Ni replaced by this Ne, and our expression is like this: Ne is equal to Ge. Now, Gi replaced by Ge for unit range of energy that distributed in that particular Ge compartments or Ge phase cells, and the rest of expression becomes same. So we just replace this Ni and Gi by Ne and Ge. So thus the number of electron having energy in the range dE. Now this is a simple expression that represents the number of electron having energy in unit range. Number of electron having energy in unit range. Now we have we want to calculate the number of electron having energy in a particular range dE, small range dE. So far the small range dE, we just multiplied, we just take the differential this dE both side. So if we put this dE both side, this equation, this above equation is replaced by this equation number 1, and the equation number 1 represents the number of electron having energy in the range dE. So number of electron in a metal having energy range dE represented by this equation number 1. Let me circle this equation. Okay. So from this equation, in this equation, the most important thing is this GeDE. GeDE is basically the number of phase cells in which this number of electron occupies. So we have to calculate this GeDE, that is the number of phase cell into which NeDE electron having energies in the range dE. So in order to calculate this GeDE, first we just consider the derived formula for the phase space in term of the momentum GPdP, and this GPdP we have we know that this GPdP already we know that is equal to 4 pi p square dPV by h cube, and we just replace this P by E. And how we replace this P by V? We know that the relation between momentum and energy. From this we calculate this momentum, and again if we differentiate this momentum, we have the value of dP. So the change in momentum and the value of momentum now we have, and if we put this value of P in this equation and the value of dP in this equation, above equation, what we have? We have a new equation that represents the number of phase cell for electron energies E in term of this equation. Okay. So in this equation now we represents this number of phase space in term of energy GeDE. Okay. So further, if we put the value of this GeDE in the equation number 1, we have the number of electron having energy in the range dE. So when we put this value in the above equation number 1, we have the final equation 2, and this final equation 2 represents us the Fermi law of electron energy distribution. Okay. So with this, the Fermi law of electron energy distribution in case of metal is over. Now let us discuss the conclusion what we studied from this expression. So in this expression we see that with the decreasing temperature, the electron of the system lost some energy and jump to lower energy state. When the temperature approach to the lowest value, when the temperature approaches to the lowest value in case of metal, let us assume it is a 0 Kelvin, and the electron occupy the lowest energy state. And according to the Pauli's principle, says that it does not allow more than one electron per energy state. So thus at absolute 0, we find that the lowest energy state filled with an electron, till we reach an energy level. Okay. So So at the lowest temperature, the electron loses some energy and jump towards the lower energy state, and that as the temperature approaches to the lowest value, and according to the Pauli's exclusion principle, only one electron per energy state occupied by the only one electron. So the lowest energy state filled with only an electron. So till we reach and the energy level. So the highest filled level at 0 Kelvin, highest filled level at the 0 Kelvin represents the Fermi level. So the highest filled level at 0 Kelvin, that is represented by this Fermi level. So this is a very important concept. What do you mean by a Fermi level? Fermi level is the highest filled level at 0 Kelvin. Okay, at 0 Kelvin, that is called the Fermi level. Okay, all the energy level above this level are empty or at 0 Kelvin, and its energy EF is called the Fermi energy. So at that level, the energy of the electron represents by the Fermi energy, and it is shows that at Fermi energy level, the value of this alpha is represented by minus EF by kT. Now, if we put the value of alpha, this alpha, that is EF by kT, and separate this exponential, so we have e raised to power EF by kT into e raised to power EI by kT plus 1. So this equation represents the Fermi energy level and Fermi energy also. So at absolute zero, if you want to find the total number of energy states, if you want to find the total number of energy state from 0 to EF, so we obtain the total number of electron at one state contain only one electron only, according to the Pauli's exclusion principle also. So in order to calculate the total number n in a GE state DE, so we just take its integral 0 to EF and put the value of GEDE. And where is the value of GEDE? This is the value of GEDE. Let I represent this equation by this cross mark, a star mark. So from this star equation, if we put the value of GEDE here and integrate it, we have this value of n. And from this value of n, if we further simplify and simplify again and take this EF power 3 by 2 in the left hand side, and rest we take in the right side, and simplify and rearrange it, we have the value of this Fermi energy EF. So in this equation, let us see what are the terms we obtain. We obtain Planck's constant H, mass of the electron, constant, number of particle, and the volume. Okay. So from this equation, it is clear that Fermi energy of a metal is independent of its geometry. Okay. So there is no term here that represents the geometry of the material, but it depends upon the nature of the material. Okay. Because this is because why it is dependent upon the nature, because n by v, in this equation only one term, that is n by v, that characterized the nature of the metal, and it is called the number density of electron. So this n by v represents the number density of electron, and the Fermi energy depends upon this number density of the electron. Okay. So with this, your application of the first application of Fermi-Dirac distribution to the electron gas in metal is over. In this application, we find first we find the total number of electron having energy E in range dE, and from this expression we find the highest field level at 0 Kelvin, that is called Fermi level, and the energy of the electron at that level is called Fermi energy, and finally we calculate the value of this Fermi energy. So, with this your first application is over. Now, let us discuss the next application of this on the basis of this Fermi-Dirac distribution. The next application is average energy of an electron at 0 Kelvin. So, in order to calculate the average energy of electron in 0 Kelvin, right now we just we discuss before few seconds before, what is the value of EF. So, I just calculate the value of EF. EF is represented by h square 2 m 3 by 8 n by v whole raised to power 3 2 by 3. Here, first of all, we just take this value of EF from the above equation. Okay, what is this EF? EF is the Fermi energy. Okay, so as the energy is the maximum, as the Fermi energy is the maximum, that is the maximum energy at the absolute 0. So, in order to calculate the average energy, we just have this Fermi energy. Okay, and the electron do possess some definite non-zero average energy also at absolute 0. What is this non-zero average energy? This non-zero average energy is called 0 point energy. Okay, so 0 point energy is the non-zero average energy at absolute 0, and we know that at absolute 0 energy E of the electron has less than the value of this Fermi energy. So, we know the value of Fermi energy. Now, we consider the value of this Fermi energy. Okay. Now, simplify this equation, take this 2 here and h cube in the denominator and simplify it, and from this we simplify this again and find the value of 3 and 8 pi v. Again, if we simplify it, we have this value 3 n e f the whole raised to power 3 by 2. Now, we know that the number of electron that possess energy from E to E plus d E is given by this relation. Okay, and we know that in this relation this term is represented by this term. Okay, so in this equation, that is the number of electron that possess the energy level E to the dE range, we just put this value here. So, now our equation is represented by the new equation, that is represented by this star equation. Okay. So, in this equation, what we conclude, what we learned, from this equation we can verify from this equation that E is less than EF. Okay. The number of electron energy at 0 Kelvin comes out to be a finite value, and for E is greater than EF, there are no electron in NEDE state. So, for E is greater than EF, we have this equation becomes equal to 0. Now, what happen if T is equal to 0? If T is equal to 0, E is less than EF. E is less than EF, and the number of electron at energy E is represented by this equation number 2. Okay. So, and if T is equal to 0, and E is greater than EF, then the number of electron is represented by this equation number, this equation, that is 0. Okay. So for E is greater than EF, NED is equal to 0, and for E is less than EF, we have this NED is equal to 3n by 2 EF raised to power 3 by 2. So no electron exists at energies greater than EF at absolute 0. Now the average energy at absolute 0 becomes, average energy is represented by total energy carried by an electron upon total electron. So total energy carried by electron is represented by E and dE divided by total number of electron, that is n. And if we put this value and solve this integral, what is the value of this average energy? The average energy is equal to 3 by 5 times the Fermi energy. So hence the average energy of the electron at absolute 0 is actually a definite minimum non-zero value, which is called 0 point energy. So from the concept of average energy, we have the definition of one more term, that is 0 point energy. So what is this 0 point energy? 0 point energy is the average energy of the electron at absolute 0 is actually a definite minimum non-zero value. So at absolute 0, we have a minimum value of the energy, that is called the average energy, and it is equal to 3 by 5 times EF. So this is the distribution law according to the three statistics comparison. Okay. And if we see in this comparison, at a very high temperature and very low density, the three statistics merge together. Okay. And this is called the classical limit of the quantum statistics. So with this, your last application is over, that is the average energy of an electron at 0 Kelvin. So when we calculate this average energy, we see that the average energy that we defines non-zero average energy at absolute 0, temperature, that is called 0 point energy. We can call it as 0 point energy or average energy of the electron at 0 Kelvin, and its value is represented by E bar is equal to 3 by 5 times EF. Okay. Now let us see some problem on this average energy. So here we have the problem. So in this problem, we have the Fermi energy of copper at 0 Kelvin is 7.05 electron volt. We have to find first the average energy of the electron in copper and the average speed of electron. So we know that the average energy of the electron formula is E bar is equal to 3 by 5 times EF, where EF is the Fermi energy. Okay. So the value of EF is given 7.05. So you just simply put the value of 7.05 here and calculate it in term of electron volt and in term of joules also. So this is the value of average energy per electron in copper, very simple. So next one is the average speed of the electron. So average speed, in order to calculate the average speed, we just take the average energy, which is equal to 1 by 2 mv bar square. So from this we have V bar square is equal to 2E by m. Okay. So now we have the value of this average energy. So put the value of this average energy that we already calculated. So and simplify, we get the value of average speed in term of meter second square, also in term of centimeter second square. So it is a very simple example. So hopefully you understand these two applications of Fermi Dirac distribution, that is average energy of the electron, which is also called 0 point energy. That means at below zero, at 0 Kelvin, or you can say that below Fermi level, there is still exists some energy E, that is called average energy or 0 point energy, which is equal to 3 by 5 EF. So with this, your unit number 5 is over, and next we discuss with you some practical problem related to this most probable state and most probable state, microstates and macrostate. Thank you very much.